World Street, BlackRock's Fink voices concern. Trump's Truth Social seeks Big Bang debut. Visa, MasterCard to lose 30 billion and more. The banks are going to collapse, okay? Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. I had a really nice job about a year and a half ago, and then a third of the banking industry collapsed, and all of a sudden I didn't have a job anymore, along with a third of my company.
Yep. Now, also, you got to look at China as well. They're literally going to have a real estate collapse.
It's already happening.
Yes. Their infrastructure is falling apart.
Yes.
It is going to be a shit show over there, and it's going to happen here as well. We already have problems with our infrastructure.
Yeah.
And I would say mainly it's happening over here because our fucking money isn't in our own country. It's somewhere else with some douchebag making shots and trying to influence or blackmail people with your own money.
Well, all the workers now are foreign too.
Yeah.
They don't have any interest in making our infrastructure good, solid, competent, functional, and lasting. They don't have any interest in doing any of that stuff. It's not their shit. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. As for China, China is really only 70 years old. Mao killed anybody with a brain in 1953.
That was brutal too.
Yeah, he purged everyone. So they're just having to relearn how to build the infrastructure for a major city. All that knowledge is gone. They bring in advisors all the time, but that doesn't matter if you don't have the brain power in your own country to do these things. Because a city, they're big, in case you haven't noticed. Cities tend to be large. From America's second largest coal port, seeing a temporary shutdown to Visa and MasterCard, possibly losing $30 billion. Here's a look at recent developments. Okay, that's interesting, but where are we here? I am looking for Truth's blockbuster debut. This is from March of this year. Cash-strapped, ex-U.S. President Donald Trump's social media platform, Truth Social, made a blockbuster debut on the bourses. Shares of the company, Trump Media, trades with the sticker DJT for Trump's initials, jumped to $70 a piece, but settled at $58. The ex-president now has a stake worth over $4 billion in Trump Media and Technology. During the first 9 months of the operation, the firm lost around $50 million and brought in $33 million in revenue. Why is this relevant? Because BlackRock bought a ton of these shares. They went in and just bought into Truth.
Yep.
Because that's what they do. They have these guys that do all of the bean counting and the investing and stuff like that. You want to know about the math? Talk to that guy over there. I don't know shit about.
Well, right now,
how does it basically work? Can you ballpark describe?
Okay. Now, typically when a company goes public, you have lawyers get involved and they come up with a number of shares. Then you have the principals will get reserve some of those shares right off the bat for, because they take out the loans, invested a lot of their own time, what have you. And then they break the rest of the shares up, and then you get institutions usually get first crack at buying the shares. And then after that's done, then you have, the individual investors. It's a hierarchy. That's just the way it works. Typically, if you want to control a corporation, you have the money. As soon as it goes public, you can buy a majority share in that company, and then you have a very good foothold to steer that company where you want it to go, be it to success or ruin. Because right now, the Trump stock is at 32.91, and it's down $1.79 just today.
Oh, you're over there cruising stocks while I'm reading this.
I want to see what's going on.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I like that.
But you can see, like, if we do the max timeline. All right, so it came out roughly, let's see, when they opened up.
I like this. This is tech on the fly. You realize that, right?
Yeah, it came out at like $98 a share, went radically down, that happens a lot when you do IPOs. It'll shoot up, and then, the interest kind of wanes, and it goes back down. It's gone up again roughly to just slightly higher than it was. That was in 2022. It made it to almost $100. And then after that, with all of the legal problems Trump has had, it is tanked. And just now, after the assassination attempt fail, it's starting to go back up. I mean, it was all the way down to like $17.32 a share, which is shit. All right. Now, my money is on if Trump gets elected, you're going to see this stock go back up into $100, $120 range, depending upon how his Truth Social works out.
I think there's a lot of moving pieces at play here.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I worked as an investment banker and financial planner.
Yeah.
I got to look behind the curtain, and it was still really, I would have to say a little bit too complex for the popster.
Is it really the arcane sorcery that everybody describes it in?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There's all kinds of crazy shit that goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I know nothing at all about that world.
Well, I'm just saying that, I don't remember all the lingo anymore because I haven't done it in a couple of decades. But that's in a nutshell from a grunt how the whole thing works.
There you go.
Now, what I find really odd is we had some very big financial sources, BlackRock and some of these other ones included, who the day before the assassination attempt shorted into this stock. Basically, they were betting it was going to fall in value, and then they would profit from the difference of the short.
Oh, you mean this?
Yes.
This here?
Yeah.
Trump stock shorted heavily day before the assassination attempt?
Yep.
Why, that's awfully coincidental.
Oh, yes, of course.
It is. You know, it's awfully coincidental having 770 viewers on Rumble and only 148 likes.
Come on, man. You're going to get a naked Hillary.
It's just a button, man. You don't even have to give any money. You just smash the button.
Trump stock shorted heavily day before assassination attempt. No, really, the like button smashes help amp the viewership.
Yes, please.
It helps us. So be nice. Tap the like button. After an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump would send shockwaves through the political landscape, Trump media shares surged more than 60% in the early trading hours Monday before retracting by 20% to the valuation of approximately $37 as to close on July 16th. However, a fact bound to raise a few questions is that the short positions against Truth Social stock doubled between July 1st and July 12th from 7 to 15 million shares, and with a record share of shorted for DJT stock since its trading debut. This surge indicates that individuals or large organizations anticipated a significant drop in the share's value by July 15th.
Correct.
A scenario that would have materialized had Trump died in Pennsylvania.
Well, they would have made an insane amount of money because basically when Trump dies, that stock pretty much becomes valueless. So whatever that stock was the day before the assassination attempt, say it was at $25 and it goes to zero, you short that stock, guess what? You get $25 per share. You're basically betting on it to fail.
Yeah.
That's how this crazy financial system we have works.
Yeah, that's nuts. Honest to God, I have no idea how any of that stuff operates. It would be like playing dice in Vegas for me.
Yes, pretty much.
Because it's like, oh, that looks good. I'll take 4 of those and 3 of those.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
I
like,
beg your pardon me.
when I used to do like swing trading, I only really beat the market by 4 or 5% when you take all your losses and gains and you average it out.
Yeah.
Which is okay for,
Well, that's odd because our politicians seem to beat the market 20, 30%.
65%.
65%. Nancy Pelosi?
Nancy
Was that
Pelosi.
the Pelosi trade?
60, that is unheard of.
That's impressive. I don't think that BlackRock itself pulls off trades like that.
I know I lost my keys to hypothetical land, but we're going to go there. Hypothetically, let's just say I get struck by lightning and I become like a financial wizard. And
like John Travolta in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
If I take $100,000, which, I could probably get my hands on, and inside of 2 years turned it into 100 million, I would have every alphabet agency knocking on my door, wondering what the hell I'm doing. But we have senators and Congress people doing the exact same thing and literally get a pass.
It's a true story. That's a true story.
Now, I want to make an announcement.
What's
this
that?
channel has been radically demonetized. Every bit you send in helps out. I don't believe there's any other news networks covering the stories we cover and the way we do it with profanity, truth, comedy, and let's just be honest, very, very dark humor.
Yeah, it just get dark in here?
Yes. But here's the thing. As a grunt, you have to learn how to laugh at said things or you will go insane. So there you go.
So here's the short list, and to me, these look like large numbers for a relatively new stock. Am I correct?
It was a couple years old.
Can you see this?
It's not, but that in the grand scheme of things, it is fairly new.
The potential needed to cover the losses from short positions. You know what? I'm going to dial this up because I have a feeling that not everybody can see this screen so well. There, that should help some people. Pattern raises concerns that some individuals may have had foreknowledge of a plot against former President Trump's life and sought to profit from the expected turmoil.
Listen,
Gosh.
when you put all of the points on the map, as an Intel analyst and a SIGINT guy who pretty much does the same thing but with radios, you can't help but put that picture together.
Yeah.
We have the loss of the radio communications, no coordination between all of the different police organizations on the ground on the fateful day. We literally had footage from a office room inside a building that overlooked the building where the guy was firing from.
Yes.
Ladders. We've got cell phones pinging all over the place. Some of those cell phones are pinging near the FBI offices.
At an office building by
Yes.
the FBI office.
Now, why the hell would a phone be pinging that close to an FBI office building and then pinging out of the assassin's house?
And his
several times?
workplace.
Yeah, and his workplace. That is total quinky dink, right? Get the hell out of here. This entire thing has been orchestrated from the ground up. They want the United States to fall, and they're literally rubbing our noses in it right now because nobody is doing shit about it.
One of the things that has become very true on the internets that I do not think the left anticipated. They're better at organizing and planning events. This is not questionable. We're very reactive in nature, but the right side, if you will, we're unquestionably the meme lords. We meme the shit out of them, but more importantly, we are really capable of doing the intelligence work that needs to be done on stuff like this. Once one of these events happens, it's like the Augsburgs go berserk.
Yep.
And you can hear them drooling and hissing and drinking their Red Bull and hammering on their keyboards.
Mm-hmm. And all I'm doing,
as they research everything.
I know, and all I do is sit back and go,
and watch it. Yeah,
There's
take notes. I do a lot of that.
Yeah, there's another point on the board. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's start connecting them.
Oh, these three guys like that idea. Let's write that one down.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That is like our internet hive mind superpower, is researching this stuff because it all comes to light and everybody dumps it all into chat boards and social media sites and everything. And you can hear the left frothing at the mouth. They try to get all kinds of chat boards shut down all the time because they can't control the information flow.
Well, and here's the thing. The left, let's just say the progressives, they're communists. They don't want you to use your First Amendment rights so they can fool more of you.
Yes.
And then scare some of you into silence or just make you quiet by censoring you so they can continue on with their agenda. Fortunately, we have a lot of people in this country who are not falling for this bullshit. And at some point, if it doesn't course correct, it will turn into a dynamic situation and it will be bad for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have to do a brief rabbit hole moment here.
Okay.
We're going to have to do a show on just how hard they tried to control you because somebody showed me something last night, a Friends episode, but with the laugh track removed. And when you watch it with the laugh track removed, it's dumb and boring.
Mm.
What are they doing? They're teaching you when to laugh. They're training you like a monkey.
And they've actually been doing that since they had
Years.
sound.
Decades.
Yeah, it's a
Decades
psychological
they've been
thing, to
doing
be
this.
honest.
It's exactly correct. They figured out that it worked, and then they figured out how to weaponize it. And it's the same with all of our movies, all of the Marvel movies. You're taught to cheer at a specific point. You're taught to root for the specific hero. You're taught to feel bad for the specific villain until he has to die, of course. It's all programming. We need to do a show on just how gaslit we've become as a culture.
All right.
It's pretty ugly. Not that we don't have 3 other shows, because we do, lined up already.
We'll call it Gaslight USA.
There you go. So BlackRock is involved heavily in this shorting of the stocks. This means the stock is no longer experiencing a high short interest as it did last week. What the hell is wrong with me? Stop that right now.
Too much humidity?
Probably. I do not react well to humidity at all. I died in Miami. I was in Miami for a little while. I was like... A similar occurrence was observed on September 11th, 2001, when substantial bets were placed against the stocks of major airlines. I did not know about that.
It happens all the time.
I'm sure it does, but these things line up.
Well, here's the thing. There's databases you can find online. Some of them you have to be a paid member. But you can actually watch in real time how they call them the hammers, the big, portfolio.
Yeah.
Buy and sell stuff. You can see what they're doing, and literally, if you're good enough, you can get out in front of their trades 3 to 5 days and pick up anywhere from 3 to 11, 12%. You just have to ride the wave. It's kind of like banging a fat chick. You just slap her on the ass and ride it in.
Yeah, but that ends with you losing all of your money anyway.
Yes, it does.
Which is a Thursday night episode.
You are correct.
Subsequent investigations revealed that a single entity in an insider newsletter had tipped off investors, leading them to place fortuitous bets against the top 2 U.S. airlines. Oh, look, a letter from an insider. What a coincidence that must be.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.